Hello everyone, this is Edmund from GRAPHISOFT Singapore. Welcome to our online user day. I hope everyone is safe and adjusted well working at home. It's been a while since we last met in a face-to-face meeting, and we believe that this will continue to last for a while. But it's very important for us to stay connected and to support our user community, especially during this period of time. In light of the current COVID situation, we have already shifted our support online, and also our training is now conducted online. So we are thinking, why not also our user day? This is the reason we are bringing this user day using this online platform. We also think that this is a good time for our user to acquire new knowledge and to stay abreast with new technology, since the pace of the projects has also slowed down. We will be introducing a new e-learning system soon so that our user can learn at their own pace. Today, more than ever before, technology should play a part in connecting people to allow for remote collaboration and coordination. And this will be our main content for this user day. And I would like to quickly go through the agenda with you now. It will be a very short presentation, basically about an hour. We are going to touch on two main topics, the integrated model and the open BIM. So I know a lot of people know our user have attend our user day regularly, and this topic seems to be repeating, but don't worry, it's not repeated, but it's going to be additional on top of what we have touched on this topic before. It will be presented by my colleague, Chidam, and also Marcelo. I think you know them very well. So for integrated model, previously we talked about team working within the internal office setup, but this time round, we are going to take you to the next level. How to collaborate from different locations. For example, working from home. I would also like to highlight an important point. My colleague will be doing this live using BIM Cloud SaaS server. It will be exactly how you can collaborate online. This is not a recorded video. And for Open BIM, we are going to show you a new initiative from Building Smart, introducing new IFC exchange methodology. And to make this user day a little bit more interesting, at the end of the session, we'll be giving out 5 quiz, and whoever the first to give up the correct answer will be giving a small token of appreciation. It will be a $20 GrabFood voucher. Without further ado, I shall pass the screen to my colleague, Marcelo.
So good afternoon, everyone. So today we'll be talking, as Edmund mentioned, about integrated modeling. And this is nothing new because we've already talked about it in the past, but today we bring in a twist to this. So in the next slide, we can see that this kind of practice has already been done in Singapore and even shared by one of our clients, when this multidisciplinary firms operate under one corporation like Surbana Jurong or HDB. So in this next slide, we can see that it's now possible for individual firms that are working on their own office in separate locations to collaborate between them. So GRAPHISOFT has extended the BIM Cloud software as a service offering to everyone and worldwide. So you can, by subscribing to this service, the hosting will be taken care of by GRAPHISOFT. So all the IT heavy management will be taken care of by GRAPHISOFT. And the firms just need to subscribe for the period they need to use it and the number of users they want to work together. So in this next slide, we can see that for this one integrated modeling practice to work, we have a few requirements that we have to take into consideration. So first, you need the technology side, the BIM Cloud SaaS, that will allow you to work from different locations. Then we need to have the systems in place with templates that includes the requirements for all the disciplines. because we need to accommodate for the different requirements from each side. And we need to establish good discipline and have a correct protocol in working together as a team. So this will require workflows that make sure that we don't impact negatively the other parties' work. So more details can be found from this next slide, where you can go to this link or use this QR code to access an article that was developed by our HQ that explains more about this, or just Google BIM Cloud SaaS or BIM Cloud Software as a Service. Okay, so being said all this, I'm going to share my screen where I will show you exactly how this happens in practice. So you see we have here a file. This is an ARCHICAD model. This building is called the S building. By the way, is available for downloading from our website. And this is an office building that is located on the GRAPHISOFT Park in Hungary. And it's a 4-story building that has the ARCHI structure and MEP model together. So today I will share this project that you see with technical drawings and with the model. I'll share it to BIM Cloud to be able to work together with my engineer. I think you all know him, Chidam. So for this, what we have to do is the same way as we shared before. We go under teamwork, project, and share. And this will bring us to the BIM Cloud that was defined by us. So you can see here, we have GRAPHISOFT SG BIM Cloud as a service. I have my folders and my files, and I just click to share, and I will share this project and any other new libraries that I have here. So now let's jump to the interface where I can show you the BIM Cloud as a service, how it's, what are the changes that we can find here. So basically, you see the interface for logging in is quite simple. We can also add here the logo for our company. Since I work for Graphisoft, I put Graphisoft's logo here. You can put your own companies. And when I log in, we can see the differences. So I'll log in with my own credentials. I'll go to the home page, and here we can see an initial dashboard that can notify us on the projects that I'm working, what are the members that are on those projects, when it was updated, and very important information, how we can access this BIM Cloud from ARCHICAD. This same information is also available on the normal BIM Cloud. So let's see what are the differences when we enter the projects tab. So basically, the main difference here is that it allows us to have multiple subfolder structure. So we can have different studios with different projects into this subfolder structure. You might say that there are issues in controlling who has access to each project, but we can do at a folder level or even at the file level. We can control the access of the people that will be able to see and connect to these projects. So it's not just the people as an individual, but we can assign teams. So this is also another improvement that was done for the BIM Cloud SaaS that I will talk about it in a while. So besides the access, we can check the activities. So who has been working, who has been sending and receiving, when did they connect? We can also check the snapshots. So here we can control how many copies we want to keep from the model and when do we want these copies to be done. It's smart to schedule these copies for mostly interruption times, like lunchtime or even after office hours. And we can see how many copies we want to keep. So daily we want 10 copies, so every day we'll be able to roll back until 10 days ago. We can have 5 copies that are created every 4 hours, and the same thing about the libraries. Then we have other settings like the name or the library folders that are attached to this file. So next we can go to the roles and see that now we can create roles that are different. So let's say since we have this multidisciplinary collaboration, I can create roles like for an engineer, an MEP engineer, structural engineer, and we can grant whatever permissions about this. This is similar to what was happening before, but it's interesting now to see here that we can control this by creating different types of roles. And these roles will then later be given to users. So I have here a list of our team in GRAPHISOFT Singapore, and to each user we can assign them a role and assign it to a team. So another thing that we can do here is give them a parent group. So for example, here Chidam belongs to 3 parent groups, to the engineering team, to the Archi team, and is also a service administrator. So this can be very easily controlled. Another thing we can do is we can assign or revoke a license by just purely clicking on this button here. Okay, so if you want to manage less licenses than the number of users you have, you just have to assign and revoke the licenses here. Then we have tags that we can create. So basically on these tags, we can label projects by setting, let's say, which ones need to be published, which ones need to be reviewed. So if I need to create a new tag, let's say, to be submitted. So I just create this tag, and then I can go to a project, for example, and I say that this sample office needs to be tagged with to be submitted. Okay, so it's quite simple, but whoever is managing the office or the projects can have a more clear control about the projects and the what to do's list. Then going to the next step, the manager. Basically, we can see here what are the settings for our Beam Cloud, the version, so which update are we on, the company logo that I'm displaying on the login page. Let me zoom in here. And very important, we can control the license pool in one go. So we can very clearly go to a user and assign or revoke licenses from this interface. Okay. Then we can see who will have access to this Beam Cloud Manager and who will be able to change this. Okay. So being said this, we have here in the end a summary of all that. This dashboard will show us the notifications of the last 50 entries that this user has created on the Beam Cloud. So now I will jump to our project. It has now been shared to the Beam Cloud as a service. You can see here the file name, and you can see the Beam Cloud that we're using, and the user is Marcelo. We can also see here that we have Chidam working together with me in this project. Hi, Chidam. I think you'll give me a hi when you come in. And we see that we have the exact same project. So I can show you in 3D that we have the same project. And this project has not only, the typical plans that we use for submission that have, all the tags, the labels, the zones, the spaces all named, the dimensions, everything according to our submission drawings. But we can also prepare, and in this case, me acting as an architect, I want to prepare some floor plans that are focused on presentation. So today I bring you a new tip here, and basically what I'm doing here is I'm getting this kind of Photoshop floor plan where my different building materials or my different natural materials that are in the project are being represented with an image fill to make this more interesting and to be more communicative to the client. So basically, this is achieved by using a graphic override combination. So by clicking on the graphic override combinations here, I can see that I'm using ARCHI structural plans, textural plans, sorry, not structural. I'll leave that part to Cheatham later. And here we can see that I have created a set of rules under this graphic override combination to perform this textured plan. So when I go inside these rules, in this case, I'll go to the grass image, for example, I'll see what is the rule that is giving access to this. So basically, I've created a rule, floor grass image, that is looking for every element type that contains the surface grass green. And for that, I will apply the image fill type with the name grass green. And this fill will be applied to the cover fill of the element that is being represented. So this is one rule here. I'll show you another one with a different kind of criteria. So let's say I'm looking for a flooring that contains some floor tiling. So you see here the name of this rule is floor tiling image. In this case, I want to apply it to this composite that is for floor tiling. So for this purpose, every time that I have this slab with a composite floor tiling, I'll be applying the fill type ceramic tiles as a cover fill. Okay, this is very important because if we're looking for the cut fills or the drafting fills, is not attaching it to the element itself. So as you can see, in this case, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 materials that I'm applying. I click OK and I see the result. Just one quick thing, that these image fills are created by using the attributes. So we go to the fills, and when we create a new one, we can create an image fill, and we can give whatever dimension to this image fill that will be then applied to the material. It's very important that the image that we use here as the image fill is the same image that we have on the material itself. So that when we go to the 3D and we navigate the model, you see I zoom into this material outside and I see that I have this kind of floor planks. And once I go inside my building, I can see that I have here this cement floor. So if I jump to the first story of my building, I can see that I have this cement floor applied here and this tiles applied on the wet areas. So with this, I can pass on my screen to Cheatham that will guide you through the structural part of this design. Thank you all.
Hello, everyone. So thanks, Marcelo. I have to say hi to you. So I will be taking over from Marcelo from here. I will be sharing with you. The main thing I'm going to miss today is meeting all of you in person. But yeah, at least we can meet online here. So that is good. Anything you can communicate with us anytime as usual, right? So let me take you through this presentation. So I'm starting from where Marcelo left us. So this is on the first story architectural plan. And if I want to create the structural views, I can use this option in ARCHICAD, clone a folder, where I can choose, I want to clone the stories, and I can give a name to it. So it can be a custom name, and I can call this as structural floors plan. And the next thing, Marcelo also mentioned, we need to have the template ready with it. So basically, when you're doing an integrated model, it should include all the settings of the disciplines we are going to use it. So in this case, we have all the layer settings, everything set nicely inside. So I'm choosing the layer setting for structural, and I'm choosing the scale for the plans, Then instead of showing the entire model, normally I don't want to show the finishes. So I use this core of load bearing elements only, which will show only the structural elements for me in the plan. So I'll choose this. Then even for the pen sets, I have a different pen sets from what Maslow is using. So I don't want to use the same pen set what Maslow is using. On top of it, we have a model view option, which can be different as well. So later I will show you the model view option in detail, right? So you can do the graphic override also different. So all these things are settings, we can put it part of the template. So I can show everything also. So on top of all these things, one main difference we have to do it for structural plan is the flow plan cut plane settings. So which I can choose from here. So this flow plan cut plane settings will define what we are going to show in the flow plan. So basically for architectural plan, we will be showing the story above with how much offset we want to have. In structural, we are going to show the current story itself, and I'm going to set the same height as the cutting plane, right? So this is the main change I need to make. One more change I want to make is the offset from the current story to the bottom. So how deep I want to see from the current story. So with this, I can show the beams and columns on the flow below without any difficulty, right? So this is the main setting which defines how we are going to show the structural plan, right? So once I have done this, I can show the chooses unit as well. So these are special units for Singapore settings like millimeter and meter combined. And I can click on the clone button to create all the flow plans. So in my case, I already have created for it, so I'm going to cancel it. So let me cancel and go back to the flow plans, what I have created. You can see all the structural flow plans I have created. So let me open the fourth story. You can take a look at it. Right, so this is actually the fourth story plan. It's completely different from what Maslow have created, and it is inside the same file where Maslow and me are working inside, right? So my architect and myself working in the same file. So I can open the architectural fourth story plan and see what they have done. And this is the representation they have, which is different from what I have created just now. So this shows very clearly both architects and structural engineers can work together in the same file. And even though you are located in a different place, right? Maslow is in his place and I'm in my own place. So we are working together on the same file because of this Beam Cloud software as a service, right? So we can share the model and we can work on the same file. So what else I can do with this plan? I can select all my columns and I can do a labeling at the same time. So I want to tag them. So this is whatever I'm showing here is also applicable for any discipline. It is not specific for structural discipline. So I can label all my selected elements. That is actually inside the annotation. There is label selected elements. I click on it. It will label all my columns. You can see at once you can get all your columns labeled. One thing I'm not happy is everything having the same ID, which I don't want to have it. I want to change them. So let me do a change for that. Do I need to change one by one? No. There is also a automation available for it. I can just go in here under the document listing extra. We have this element ID manager, so which allows us to control the ID. So let me choose that. OK, so if you see here, you can see the settings, whatever we have. Again, this is not only for structural, this is for any discipline. You can choose the element type. You can actually choose the option whether you want to tag the ID for by the criteria. So if you choose by criteria, then you can add the criteria from here. So you can choose from here and add to the criteria. If not, you can actually choose unique ID for each element, right? So you can do that. Once you have selected the option, you can go to the ID and format. So inside this ID and format, there is option for you to define how your ID is going to be. So the end result, what I want to have is like this, like the preview is shown here. So you can see here 04 CL01. So first two character represents the floor. this next 2 character represents the element type. Then you have the counter. So these are the format I have, right? So this can be defined. So if I click on the change IDs, it will show me what are the things it is going to change. You can see all the sequence comes out, right? So I no need to change them one by one. I can just click on it. Now, OK, you can see all my columns get changed. So this is a very quick and fast way I can design how I want to document my columns, right? So it is not only columns, we can do it for other elements as well. Let me take you to the second floor where I have annotated every element. So you can see here, I have annotated the beams, right? And I have annotated the slabs, right? So the slabs have the level as well. OK, I have added a column accidentally. So let me choose this. So you can see here, there's a slab level as well. And yeah, another interesting label is the span marker plus the slab thickness. This is a special marker created for local usage. And this is basically a very useful tool for getting the slab thickness at the same time, right? So you can also define how this whole thing can be designed. So I can go to the setting and I can change what kind of span direction I want to have. So I can say I want to have a 1-way or 2-way, right? So this can be done as well. So I can do this and it will change accordingly. So this is a span marking. You can do it, right? So before I go further, I want to show one more thing. If you look at all these beams and columns are shown in dotted, is because of the model view option. So we have introduced in ARCHICAD 23 the model view option, which you can control how it is going to look like in the plan. So you can see here columns, I can choose to have it hidden line below the slab, and it goes the same for the beam as well, right? So I can show hidden line. And there is also an option for me to show the slabs when there is when they are connected or splitted. I can show the line or hide the line. So these are some of the options you have in the model view option in the new version of ARCHICAD 23. Many of them already using it, but yeah, those who doesn't know, you can check it out. So let me take you through the next item, which is actually the detailing tool. This label also we have created specially for local market. You can see this callout is specially done for a structural callout. I can right click here and say open with current setting. It works exactly like any detail callout tool. And if you see here, this part of here, this column comes from the actual model, right? So this is a physical model comes from here, and I can add additional informations like all this welding or the additional flow plate or annotations, everything on top. I also can add a section, right? This section is not connected. The section is on top of it itself. So everything can be done in a 2D, right? So these are 2D details where you can actually add in, and these details can be from people sending me like I can get from the manufacturer or additional things. I can show it them here. OK, so while I'm doing this, Marslow have some urgent things. Let me check. You can see the message from Marslow. Yeah, he want to change something. So you want to have a bigger lobby and he want to change something here. So if I want to apply view now, that will bring me to that place. Yeah, so I see here, OK, he is going to look at 2.1 grid. And this is the change he want to make. All right, so looks like I'm OK because these 2 columns are additional columns. Last time they were asking for, I added in. Now he want to remove that column. I'm OK with it. So let me reply to Marslow. OK, I'll reply here. Please go add with the. So basically, it allows us to communicate, capture all the issues, everything we can document inside ARCHICAD itself. So we can actually archive these commands and we can trace back to the communications. So whenever we want to change something, we can ask our members. There should be a protocol among the team members which need to be followed very closely. So let Maslow finish the change and send to me. I want to see what he have changed and updated before I move on to the next item. Okay, just give me a minute. I think Maslow is working on the change. Yeah, so Maslow have already done it. So those working in the BIM Cloud, you already know this messaging part, but those who never touched BIM Cloud so far. So this is a very convenient way to communicate, and we can actually bring people to that exact location that we are talking about. Yeah. So, but the change is not reflected yet is because I haven't send and receive. So there is this option here called send and receive. So the moment I do this, I will know what changes Maslow have done it. Okay. You can see the changes what Maslow have changed to the file, right? So the column is gone, the reception table was moved back, so you can have a bigger lobby. So yeah, everything is okay. So this is basically the integrated model. In this way, it is not necessary only for ARCHI and structural team to work together. MEP team can work as well, or landscape team also can work. Today, we didn't show all the disciplines. We just want to concentrate on ARCHI and structural, but ARCHICAD can be used by all disciplines and work together in an integrated model at the same time. So that is really useful. Even in this time, we can collaborate easily with your engineers who is working together with you, or architects who is working with you. You can work with them in the BIM Cloud SaaS setup with ARCHICAD. That's all I want to share in the integrated model. I want to move on to the next topic. Let me move on to the next topic. I will switch to the screen. Julia, can we move to the slide? Next topic is on the open BIM part. So I'll be the one taking you through the open BIM as well. So today we will be looking at a new initiative initiated by Building Smart. We can move to the next slide, Julia. So this initiative is brought up by Building Smart. It's actually a proof of concept video shared in the last International Standards Summit in Beijing in October 2019. Again, this is a proof of concept prepared by GRAPHISOFT, Oracle, and Solibri together. Please note this is not available commercially. It is actually a proof of concept, and basically those people who never heard about CDE, I want to explain to you what is CDE before we move on to the actual video. CDE stands for Common Data Environment. It's a bit more than BIM Cloud SaaS we have shown just now. You have a process and you have more file access, file management, and extra things. So basically, you can access your file from anywhere. There's a collaboration platform with more file access. That is a common data environment. Now, this open BIM access is provided for even for the common data environment. That's what we are going to show in the next video. This video is from Building Smart, publicly available. I will take you through this video. Yeah, next slide. So let's play the video. This video is prepared for Building Smart presentation. So I'll be sharing the same video. So first thing, the BIM authoring team have to log into the CDE platform. They have to use the credentials to authorize themselves so that they can publish the model into the CDE environment. So here we are using Aconex as the platform, and BIM authoring tool is ARCHICAD. It's already published. You can see the data in Oracle environment now. So the model is shown, and you also can integrate the model there. So that model can be accessed by other BIM tools like Solibri. You can access the file from the tools, again, because of this open CDE tool, and you can do the checking inside Solibri and evaluate all the results and capture the issues, document it to share with the BIM authoring team. So you can document all the issues, and this can be published back into the Equinix environment. So all the issues can be synchronized to the CDE environment. So the issues can be seen in the CDE environment. Those who doesn't have access with BIM authoring tool or any other BIM tool, they can use Equinix directly to access the issues, and even they can edit or command further. Everything can be done inside this environment, so which is fully manageable. So once these issues are documented, this can be fixed in ARCHICAD. ARCHICAD has this new issue management tool where you can see the issues, and each issues you can evaluate, bring you to the place, and you can fix the issues because you have the complete access inside the authoring tool, right? So this fixing can be done. Once the fixing can be done, this model can be synchronized back to the CDE environment the same way done in before, right? So you can publish back the fixed model. So these are some of the issues. Just now we got it in Solibri. We are fixing it in ARCHICAD. And this model will be updated into Equinix synchronized, and Solibri can update the model from Equinix again and rerun the rules to check whether everything is fixed. Yeah, that is a very important thing to close the loop. You can see everything is fixed. And the credit goes to the entire team from all the companies. Thank you very much for them now. And I will pass the stage to Edmund. Thank you, Edmund.
Thank you, Chidam. This is Edmund. So now I'd like to give you all a little bit of updates of what the GRAPHISOFT are playing our parts, that we really want to play our part in supporting our user in this work from home environment. There will be three main areas that we're offering to help. Next, please. That is basically the ARCHICAD emergency license, BIM Cloud SaaS, and also our local support. Next slide, please. ARCHICAD emergency license is actually a fully functional 30 days license for our end user. Important is that it's complimentary, so we are not going to cost, there will be no cost for our end user. So to be eligible, you have to have a valid SSA and also have a network license. So our customers is eligible for the amount of licenses they hold. So if they have a net 5 license, for example, they are eligible to receive 5 emergency licenses. So each of these code can be activated on any of the 5 computers, right? So probably some people will start to ask, no, if let's say I'm not in SSA, but I still need help, so what can we do, right? So we definitely understand that this is not the usual time, and we really want to extend the help, not just for all our users, all right, not only for SSA user. So just give us a call. We will review the case and we will advise you accordingly. Next, please. So on top of the emergency license, we are also offering BIM Cloud SaaS, in short, the software as a service license for our users to collaborate on project remotely. So in layman terms, GRAPHISOFT is hosting the BIM Cloud server from our end, so that our end user will be able to connect anywhere in the world. So if you are familiar with using teamwork in the company, there's actually not much difference. It's just that the BIM server is now on the cloud. This functionality have also been demonstrated by Chidam and Marcelo earlier. It was demonstrated live, as I mentioned. I hope by now you should have a good understanding of how it works. And we are actually offering this BeamCloud SaaS complimentary for 60 days. And you will need to sign up at the web store with the URL link now provided over here, or you can just scan this QR code. Right. The other thing is that you will need a credit card and also a Graphisoft ID to sign up. A bit of gentle reminder that before the 60 days due date is up, do remember to cancel the subscription, as this will be charged at €68 per license. So if you have forgotten to cancel it for a few days, do give us a call and we'll try to arrange to waive the charge for you. It's definitely not our intention to charge our user on purpose, but it's an extension of assistance to our ARCHICAD community. Of course, if you find this beneficial, right, you can continue to subscribe for it. But in any case, you need more information, just contact us. Next, please. So I think the most important for our local user here is basically the support. So I think the support is not disrupted. We are bringing the support instead of visiting our user physically, right? We are actually bringing our support all online, especially at this point of time. So all our training course, our workshop is still available online. Do sign them up at our usual Graphisoft website link as shown here, right? graphisoft.com.sg/SSA, right? And I have also mentioned earlier that we will have a new e-learning system. This will help our user to be able to do self-study. At this point of time, I do not have more information to share, but we will definitely contact you once more information is available. Basically, our team here, we prefer to use Microsoft Teams as our online communication platform. And of course, WhatsApp chat, if you are always in touch with us, we always use WhatsApp. It's a direct feedback from us. So it's another communication platforms that if you want to contact us. So in summary, I think very important for us here, the team, is that we are always ready to support you. We are always ready to support this community. All right, next please. So now we actually comes to the Q&A session. We will be moderated by James and so Zaid.
Yes, hello. Okay, can I, just a few questions so far. The first one is for Marcelo. So just to clarify, the BeamCloud SaaS is the same as BeamCloud feature-wise. Marcelo, could you just comment quickly on this? Okay, so what I've said is that yes, it is the same, only that the SaaS is hosted in the cloud versus using your own hardware. The second question, maybe I can put this to Chidam. So the label tag can be applied to mechanical pipes.
Yeah, thanks, James. Hi, Freyas. Thank you very much for asking the question. Yes, you can do it. I think James already answered. Yes, you can label any element, including objects as well. So it works with actually labels, any labels. Yeah, so you need to set your labels first, and it can be saved as a favorite or whatever. Then once that label is active, you can actually tag any element in the same way. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. The next question is just regarding the teamwork notification. If there's any prompts, currently, if ARCHICAD is in the background, you won't necessarily get a kind of notification that there is a new message. So you will see it when you're inside ARCHICAD. If you do enable the ARCHICAD sounds though, in the work environment, then you can hear a noise when a new message comes up. This does enable all ARCHICAD sounds though, but so this is an option. Catherine asks just regarding ACONNEX, maybe Chidam can also clarify. So I've said that, yeah, it's based on a percentage of the project cost, I believe. Could you elaborate?
Yeah, yeah, you're right, James. It is, I think they will charge based on the project size. ACONNEX has been used in quite a number of projects in Singapore. I remember it was used in Marina Bay Sands project also, but that time they didn't integrate much with BIM, but now they have integrated with BIM, and you can see they have done quite a lot of development based on BIM integration. The CDE API, as I mentioned, it is not commercially available yet. It is a proof of concept, and many different organizations now trying to develop this. And in the future, definitely we will have such a workflow. At the moment, it's still a proof of concept. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Edmund, maybe I can get you to elaborate a little bit, just because the circuit breaker is now extended for another sort of 4 or 5 weeks. What happens with the emergency licenses? Are these extended also?
All right, definitely we understand that the condition, right, now we extended more than the 30 days that we have start to give up this emergency license. So in view of this, definitely, look for us. We'll attend to you. We'll extend the, it will not be an extension. It will be a new set of 30 days license. If you have this requirement, and please look for us. All right, we are definitely here to help.
Okay, thanks. Maybe Chidam, you can also help with the next question. So other than ARCHICAD, ACONNEX and Celibri, are there any other tools as part of this open CDE API that you're aware of?
Yeah, so for my knowledge, not yet. The others haven't done any things. I haven't seen any news on this further. And I checked with our HQ team, also not yet available. Yeah, so there are some initiative going on locally. I know BCA would like to experiment on this, I know. So definitely we will have more players in this area for the open CDE. Yeah.
Okay. And just a follow-up question, just CDE API is the integrated add-on to convert from ACONNEX to ARCHICAD?
It is actually using the IFC Exchange still, but it is more of like uploading the file from one software to another software kind of thing. So I don't have much details yet on the CDE API part. So you can develop an add-on and you can communicate with the other tool. So both the tools should have this option to send and receive the things. So it need to be developed on both sides. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Maybe I can ask Julia or Edmund, just that, is there a recording of this webinar, and will it be released later?
Yes, it will be released. We will update, put it on our website as well.
Thanks, Julia. Sorry, I'm just checking if there's any other questions. Yeah, Catherine was just asking, can you answer questions verbally? I think we did. So once you type them, then we'll read them out. Can we use directly from Celibri to ARCHICAD and vice versa? I think Chidam, you've already explained this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Katie says ARCHICAD rocks. Thank you. Anonymous says, what formats are supported in this CDE? as you said, I think, Chidam, it was based on IFC.
Yeah, based on IFC, yes.
Okay. How does AConnect work? Oh. I think it's published already. How does AConnect work with other BIM authoring tools like Revit? Maybe Chidam?
Yeah, as I mentioned, is the proof of concept. So at the moment, the proof of concept was developed between ARCHICAD and AConnect to exchange the file from ARCHICAD in IFC format into AConnect environment. Of course, if this add-on is developed on other tools, it works the same way, right? So currently the proof of concept is only available for these tools I have shown. So I don't have a knowledge of other tools yet. Thanks, Jay, for asking the question. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I think, yeah, I think these are the main questions. If there's anything else, feel free to ask. Otherwise, okay, so new one. Is there any course from GRAPHISOFT or other software that can be linked to ARCHICAD, such as Rhino, Solibri, or Grasshopper, etc.? Okay, sorry, just let me just publish. Yeah, is there any course from GRAPHISOFT for other software that can be? So does GRAPHISOFT offer any courses regarding this collaboration between other softwares, I guess? Chidam, maybe you can also help answer this.
Yeah, thanks, James. Yeah, currently we are focusing only on these tools because our customers are using this. I have done a course on exchanging information between CostTex and ARCHICAD as well. But at the time, the project specifically required CostTex because the QS were using CostTex. So we did some kind of training for that. So it really depends on what the project demands. Then we will see how this can be done. So, and also depends on our team's knowledge as well. So we will definitely do it. Yeah. So if there is a need, we can look into it.
Okay, thank you. And just one more question for you, Chidam. Can IFC import 2D annotation?
Yeah, thanks, Desmond. I haven't seen you in person, but okay, I will answer your question. Yeah, so IFC handles 2D information. Yes, it can bring 2D information across, but the issue is the 2D is not, they are not focusing on improving the level of 2D. So when you bring in the 2D information from one software to another software, it comes in, for example, dimensions, it will comes in as lines and text. Labels, it will come in as a line and text. Sometimes the text font may not be correct and the text will be running around. So that will happen to the 2D annotations. So we don't recommend you to use IFC to exchange 2D information. So now everything is going digitalization. And yeah, you need to have information rather than 2D annotations. So that's how we had to move forward. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, James.
Sorry to keep you on the line with some more questions, Chidam. Can the file, I presume the CDE transfers, be shared, made accessible with external users? Probably need to share with non-team who are probably using different formats. It's still an open format, isn't it?
It's still an open format, yeah. So it's a IFC. So, and people have to develop the add-on to communicate with the other tool, right? So it's a two-way thing where you can send the data out, but the other tool to receive the data, right? So, or you can receive the data, but the other tool have to send it. So the add-on need to be developed for both. It is on an open format, yes.
Okay, and that the CDE is purely 3D geometry only. So as you said, it's based on IFC, so yes.
Yeah, because IFC supports 2D. I cannot say IFC don't support 2D, but it is not, they are not focusing on improving it further. So it is mostly 3D, yeah. It's a 3D geometry with data embedded on it. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. And just a thank you for us with the support. It's from Anonymous, so thank you for this. If there's any further questions, just let us know.
So this come to our end of our presentation, and I hope you find this session informative and useful. And we really want to see you on the next user day. We are still planning. We will inform you through the email and the same format again. But hopefully by then we can gather in a physical location for this networking and sharing. And just now, Julia have been giving up this link, right? So true to the spirit of our user day, we should be interactive. So I will go on live 10 minutes after this session end. It will be a two-way interactive session. And we know that probably more questions can come in, or even you want to drop in to say hi to us, no? Please feel free to join us for this chat. And yep, and in the meantime, please stay safe and also take care. Goodbye.
Thank you everyone for joining us.
Thank you very much. See you in the
Thank
chat.
you, guys.
Bye.
Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye.